A lot of pussy.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, we're
It's
back.
me, Beta Anarchy.
Oh boy.
It's me, your beta bro.
Beta bro.
Welcome back
Best beta bro you never had.
to Shadows over Velda, which, if you haven't been here before, why are you tuning in on episode 19?
That's true.
But
More
if
power
you
to
have been here before, thank you for tuning in on this, our episode 19 of our D&D podcast. And by our, I mean our lovely players here who are also VTubers and actors themselves.
Wahoo.
We are going, usually when we start stuff off, we have a sort of icebreaker question, and I'm totally not clicking on a tab that says icebreaker questions because I was focusing mostly on preparing the last 3 hours.
Yeah.
So let's see. It is what fuck.
What?
I don't have one.
Fuck?
Your question of the day: if you were to find a place to find icebreaker questions, where would
Where would you go?
No. What's his? Have we done? What is your player's ideal work environment yet? We've done vacation.
Oh, we haven't done that one yet.
Okay, cool. We did vacation. That was cool. But what is your player in universe? What is your character's ideal work environment or job period? If they were to get a 9-to-5 fantasy job, besides being an adventurer or mercenary or something like that, what do you think it would be? There, we turned that into a pretty salvageable question.
Okay, nice.
The job they have.
The job.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, as an author, yeah. But if okay, that counts. I'll take that. Yes.
Question.
All right.
Build on that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
What would their real life job be though? Like their modern job.
Oh, okay. You got isekai.
Yeah, because
you're now living in.
are unsustainable.
The job they have.
Right. I thought it was
Authors are unsustainable. choose something else.
YouTube conspiracy theorist. There you go.
Oh, see, that's I like that. That's fun.
Yeah, that's
YouTube
good.
conspiracy
There you go.
theorist.
No, that's good.
That would
Fucking
be,
why not?
that would be an amazing red string connector. Okay.
You know what? There be one of those ghost hunters because that's the kind of YouTube that I watch.
Also
Yeah.
a good
Ooh.
job. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. I will do no sort of rhyme or reason, and we'll skip over to Ben B.
Ooh,
What about
baby.
you? What would be the Wall's modern 9 to 5?
I'm caught between two answers, so I'll pick both. The first would be a rancher, like raising horses, living that horse girl lifestyle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just out in a nice little farm. It's got a view of the mountains. It's looking.
I love it.
looking nice.
Very
The second
Santos.
one is personal trainer at a gym.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes.
Dude,
Let's
I would pay for
personal
wall
trainer.
sessions.
Holy shit, that would fix me.
That's really great. Yeah, that would fix
You've only
me.
got one more lap in the circuit. Come on, you can do it.
One more.
Oh my god. We're doing Bulgarian. We're doing river split squats. Oh
That
man.
would be so awesome.
Fantastic.
I like that
No, that's
job.
what a great response. All right, sweet. He just gives you a maul to like bench press. That's great. Fantastic. All right, let's go up on the layout of the stream, and then we'll go straight to Leju. What would
Oh boy.
Phoenix's modern 9 to 5 be?
Okay, I'm going to choose one that doesn't involve shooting, because obviously there's a lot of jobs
Okay.
that involve shooting. But
Yeah.
that would be too easy. I would say modern 9 to 5. Oh, this is gonna be hard. I was gonna say like forensic pathologist,
Okay. I can see that.
or like an embalmer.
Okay, so definitely dealing with dead people though.
Yeah, we love dead people.
Okay.
Don't talk back to you. You know, it's the best. It really is the best.
No, they don't.
You
No,
can
dead people
talk
do not give you
shit
any
to the
lip.
dead person, and they just take it. You know.
I feel like that's some weird karmic like imbalance that you sort of generated for yourself. But no, honestly, legit, they wouldn't do anything to you. Sure.
It's true.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just don't do it in front of the loved ones, right? That's the rule.
Well, yeah. Well, that's what it's behind closed doors. You know.
CSI if Bronca.
CSI Bronca. That's me.
Okay. Lovely. Fantastic answer. We'll go over then, and we'll go to Grizz. What would
Yeah, Grizz.
Ray's modern 9 to 5 be?
Shit, dude. I feel like a lot of jobs could work,
Mhm.
but I'm leaning towards maybe like modeling.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe like modeling.
Let's go.
Okay. Being paid
Yeah.
to look pretty, awesome. Getting to wear all sorts of wonderful clothes.
Maybe like
I'll take
maybe,
that.
That would be a
maybe,
hit though. That'd be
like
so
drag in
heat.
their free time.
Drag.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Or
With
like
the
a
blindfold to be so heat actually.
cosplayer would be would be really
Yeah,
cool.
that could be something.
Oh, yeah.
I was also bouncing around the idea that they could be a cop, but I
A
don't,
cop.
I don't know if that would be a good idea.
You're the
Are you
one good
legally
one out
allowed to
there
be-
walking the street.
Maybe.
I was like, it's Ray. I don't know about that.
Hey, why does that
Yeah.
cop have a whip?
Because
Yeah.
I get is Ray I don't know, being a paladin is kind of like being a cop
this
for your
cop see?
god.
Can
That's
this cop
true.
see?
I don't know. Anyways, yeah.
This cop is blind.
It would actually be crazy though if you're a criminal and the cop that walks next to you, like towards you, is like blindfolded. You'd actually
Yeah.
like shit yourself maybe.
I'd be like, dude, is that
yeah,
some like
definitely.
blind monk shit? Like, I don't want to fuck with that
Yeah.
cop. That's true. Justice is blind.
Teleports
and
towards
so
you.
am I. I am the law.
Holy shit.
That's true.
Zephyr would be Batman canonically.
There we go.
Daredevil Batman.
We'll take
I
it.
guess
Batman.
9
9
to
to
5
5 would be Batman.
My 9 to 5 is Batman. I am a technically
Okay.
Batman is law enforcement.
It's true.
I like my modeling answer. We'll stick
Okay,
with
I do
that
too. I like your modeling answer as well. I feel like that fits Ray's aesthetic and personality. Okay. Next we'll move over to Juzo Sunder, our big beautiful blue tiefling boy. What would this crushed soul do 9 to 5?
Oh my god.
Oh
Boy.
my god. His quality.
I know this poor.
Yeah, I already know. I
pixels of
know.
a man.
Yeah, my quality is ass.
You look like a cookie.
Thanks, man.
I
Look
do
like
so
a
Um, I don't know.
Like
I
a
feel
cookie
like
that you download on a website.
Thunder would probably be like a really chaotic yoga instructor.
Okay. Yeah, you
Yeah,
would.
that's
He'd be a
awesome.
very
That's great.
chaotic yoga instructor.
Sunder Pilates.
Oh man,
That's
Sunder
crazy.
Pilates. Get me to bend over backwards.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
Okay. Great. We learned a little bit about our heroes, I guess. I swear to God, I will come up with a list of these that are way better than going to Google and typing icebreaker and having it all be about dealing with new hires. So, let's bring it in a little bit. And does anybody want to talk about something cool that they thought happened or they did, or some neat little RP moment that you guys had, or something you learned last session? It was a little shorter, but you did get a lot of information and you did move. There was a lot of progress.
I think the coolest thing was Dakota dragon.
Dark Koash.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dark Koash Ta, the young bronze
Dark
dragon
Koash Ta.
wormling from the goblin encampment underneath of the spine of Lolth. Turned into a human. You're not entirely sure how, but he turned into a humanoid form, and is walking amongst the people, because the last thing, the deal that you guys had, the stipulation was that he would spread the good word of Lolth, while they were maintaining the city, this goblin city, air quotes, underneath of the spine of Lolth. So he kind of has taken his clerical tour on the road. And yeah, so yeah, we learned a lot about Dakota. You learned that he was indeed the dragon, that he is kind of... You learned where he was from as well. He's from the Lunar Peaks, which are just on the other side of the Stone Curtain in northwestern Lolthlorian. But that's about it. That's about all you've learned from him, other than the fact that he is who he is. Had a very brief conversation. But anybody else?
Yeah. Oh, nothing in
We-
particular.
There was quite a bit that happened last game. While on the shorter side, it was a lot happened. Heckin', we got off the boat. The Riders of Koth actually helped us out. They threw a ladder down the cliff. We got Kelly, all the kids, slick, off the boat. Whatever he's doing, Argentum doesn't care.
Good. He's a dipshit.
He's a dipshit, and Argentum will continue to treat him as such. Let's see.
Oh, holy shit! Hold on. Let's take 2 seconds
Yeah.
before we get into the game. Vex,
Holy.
first of all, thank you for being here. Second of all, thanks for the 20 gift subs.
Wahoo.
I appreciate that. That means a
you
lot.
so
Thank you so
much.
much. This is my VTuber mom. Everybody, if you guys don't know, Vex
Hi,
and
Mom.
Zolan are my VTuber mom and dad. And we love it
Hello.
when they show up. So hi, Mom. Thank you for being here, and thanks for the lunch money.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for the lunch money. How did
I
you
really
Thanks
do
for
appreciate
the
it.
allowance, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Hi,
Vex is
Mrs.
incredible.
VTuber.
Hi, Mrs. V2.
Hi, Mrs. the Sun Eater.
That's so
the
crazy.
Sun Eater.
Family name.
Can Alpha come out to play?
Yeah, Vex is the one who's upstairs making us fucking pizza rolls.
That's crazy.
Let's go!
Let's go! I love pizza rolls.
That's a very motherly thing to do.
True.
Okay, well, thank you so much. You guys did get a net tossed down. You got everybody up from the Nebuchadnezzar, which is, to your knowledge, still there. Some of the townsfolk did say that they would attempt to salvage some stuff there. Some of the soldiers would go and get some of it, because when you guys showed up at Darrow-Delph, you realized that this had swiftly become an overpopulated refugee camp, full of, it could be thousands of people in tents and inside the buildings itself, the small hamlet, refugees from Ivbranca, the city that's about 5 to 10 miles away down this very slow rolling slope. You guys were able to see some of the active destruction. There is a constant battle going on near the front gate of Ivbranca. A front has been established. You guys learned that Tyrael is down there trying to direct munitions, food, supplies, soldiers, troops, and there's a whole there's a whole war being waged down there, and you can very faintly hear the results of that as you enter the town. Let's see, who else did you guys meet? Wall met Penelope proper.
Oh, true.
Last session.
I loved that conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
So much.
The elven.
It reminded
Go
me
ahead,
of like a Goosebumps story that's like, there's an elf in my horse.
Yeah, there's an elf in my horse. One of those fucking what is it called? The tree kids or whatever, the treehouse stories where it's just like, I met an ancient elf. Oh man, yeah, but yeah, you met the High General Rimtolfdir of the Light Brigade, an ancient elven warrior that was given you as a charge, and is going to try and help the wall in any way that they can, give them information, and basically be the tether to the moon, the Lady Elistray, while on the Prime Material. And he's a bit of a stick in the mud. He's not a very good or scintillating conversationalist. He is a warrior by trade, but in many ways, so is the wall. So it's a fun little partnership, I think, that they're going to have. And I also realized this when I was writing the character, that we may have a trans horse. I didn't realize that, but there is definitely the soul of a man trapped in a female horse. And I think we'll try. I'm going to do what I can to make that super cool, because I think it is. I think it was a neat little canon trans horse.
You know what's crazy? We got trans horse before.
Saw gender roles and said nay.
Nay to gender roles.
We got trans horse before GTA 6 is crazy.
But yeah, so you met Rintolfdir. You guys then were given the key to the barkeep's house. You didn't really get a name or anything like that, but the person who was maintaining the Frost Hearth Brewery was just like, yeah, the honored guests, of course, they can stay in my my annex. So you guys went over to their place, and on your way there, Phoenix, you were reunited with Whimsy. Whimsy came back intact.
Dude, actually, Whimsy is so fast. Like,
Yeah,
that is crazy.
That's a magic rat, dude.
That's
a magic
crazy.
rat.
Magic New York rat. He's walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's walking here. He's swimming here.
Stole the whole pizza on the way back.
Yeah. But Whimsy had a note. What did that note say?
Dude, the guy needed help. That's it.
It said help. And not only that, but it was also covered in what you guys managed to suss out to be devil blood. Not demon blood, devil blood. And where that came from, you're not quite sure, but the sulfurous odor was very indicative of something from the Nine Hells.
Yup.
And then, let's see. Oh, Ray got locked in the closet, but had a little bit of
intentionally.
Had a little bit of alone time. Yeah.
Intentionally. That they did. A ritual that has been hinted at since the first episode, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone knew that. When Ray left for introduction, when Ray came out the room like all covered in sweat, that was the same thing was happening.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Holy crap. Okay,
Dude.
yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, you went into the closet and began the inking ritual of tattoo and scarification. Just, another couple of words in the run-on sentence that is your skin.
The abyssal
No
chant.
period.
The abyssal chant is the right word, but yeah.
Yeah. And then everybody kind of had we had a small conversation and some more Phoenix lore. Do you want to talk about that?
Before that, I mean, we had a cool little meditation thing from Scylla, Argentum.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Pretty sick.
Connecting to themselves, trying to make sure that, their
Coping.
buddies.
Oh,
okay.
right. Yeah,
Coping.
yeah.
Coping
Copium.
hard.
There was an
Huffing
attempt to
the
reach
copium.
out.
Cope, seethe, cope.
The endless back and forth, coping and seething forever, back and forth forever. But yeah, unfortunately, it was your grasp found no purchase in the ether or otherwise, and you were left on red again. And
We got 3 words.
You did get 3 words.
We got safe, silent, and stay. Is all
Yup.
Argentum
Okay.
got back.
Okay, cool. Let me double check and make sure I have that written down. I do. Okay, safe, silent, and stay.
So true.
And
nothing else
then, yeah, I mean, of course, yeah, nothing else happened at all. Do we want to talk about where we left the cliffhanger? Phoenix?
No, we're all good, guys. If you
Yeah,
missed,
Zach?
you missed it. Dude,
Phoenix's name is Zach.
God, guys. Yeah, there was. Dude, I won't lie to you.
Zach
When
fair?
I did, I think it's funny because part of the reason why is because I was stupid and I thought Wall was also awake, but just like silently judging me. And so
Man
part
was
of the
taking a
reason I
nap,
made the deal
dude.
was because I was like, oh, the Wall's like playing tough to get. And then I'm like, is he awake? He's not even awake. He just like, I can't tell. Is the helmet's like on?
He's
and
never
just, like-
given that vibe to be the judgmental type.
Well, yeah, but that's why I'm like, he's not saying anything. That's so weird. And he's like, helmet's on. Like, I can't tell if his eyes glowing from the corner. I'm like, is he awake? Is he just like judging me? Okay, what if I just like, pay some extra up front and maybe it'll be enough. But yes, I did reveal.
Nothing.
That's so funny.
I
You
did
got
reveal-
insecure by a sleeping man.
Dude, his aura is just crazy, dude.
Sleeping Goliath.
Dude, I
He
got
does have a
mobbed
mighty
by,
aura.
I got mobbed by the wall.
No!
Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, I did.
Oh,
reveal
but you
the
did.
name.
You revealed your name, but it was in exchange for something, right?
Yes, in exchange for the assistance of the team, to help me probably save Ipswich's ass from whatever's going on. That was
Shrug.
the deal.
Yeah. Evidently, based on the note, Whimsy managed to get in and out. The note itself was scrawled pretty haphazardly, quickly, and it managed to take on blood in transfer. So it was rather dire. You inferred that it was rather dire, and to get some help from everybody, you did reveal a little bit of sensitive information about yourself,
True.
which is a step in the right direction. Question
To
mark?
combat the Dark Lord.
To
It's all
combat
for
the Dark
sake.
Lord.
It's all for the
Dark
sake
Lord.
of combat.
That's Argentum's lame excuse too.
Yeah.
But
Couldn't be that
As
you
you-
guys just want some friends, huh?
I don't need friends.
friends?
Definitely not
Really?
here.
Anybody in this party? Friends?
I had a friend. You took him away.
Got him.
I did. But that's okay.
Boo-hoo.
We'll get there. We'll get there. That you guys went to sleep fairly early in the afternoon because frankly, you guys were, without mechanically saying so, you guys were exhausted. You guys were
True.
tapped on resources, tired physically, mentally. You haven't had time to reflect on any of the information since you guys got on this boat. It has been a day and a half almost without sleep, and it finds you guys with a very soft tap of snow at the window of your annex, a very small lamp that is lighting the room itself. The fireplace is just purring with very small, shallow embers, giving just enough heat for you guys to fall asleep for about 8 hours in relative safety. It's honestly a bittersweet rest that you find, because the events of the last few days have been harrowing. It has, especially for, like the wall, for instance, many physical and mental trials in the last few hours even. But your minds are finally able to take a deep breath. And as 8 hours pass, you toss, you turn, wake up for a little bit, go back to sleep, you get an incredible rest. And as you awake, it is very dark outside. I'm gonna have, as you start to wipe sleep from your eyes underneath of your blindfold, Ray, I'm gonna have you make a perception check.
All right. We love the darkness around here.
We do.
I rolled a 7.
Let's
7?
go.
That makes sense.
It tracks, yeah.
Outside of the small house that you guys are currently resting in, you hear a very dull murmur. The frequencies of the conversation are very hard to parse through the walls, and then the layers of snow and stuff that are sitting on the sill. So it's this wah 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 wah. But every now and again, you hear Lolth, the name. You hear Veyroun, his name, and a couple of bits of this conversation are a little bit more audible as these guards, after a little bit, you're able to suss out the shifting in their armor. They lay their spear up against the side of the door, and the guards are heated. They're not heated at each other, but they're heated at the situation. Their voices begin to get raised, and you're able to hear a little bit more. And one of them says, "They're in their twisted games, stringing everyone along like we're puppets in a little play or something. It's worse as fools even worship her. After all this, I'm gonna burn every idol that I see, shatter every altar, and make them choke on their webs." And another soldier chimes in. "Veyroun, or whatever his name is, isn't even a matter in this. Who in the hell's even knows who that is anyway? Lolth's the root of all this poison, aye. And if it were up to me, I'd rip her from her demon wed pits and drag her screaming into the light of Bahamut." Agreed. Tear down everything she's built, every piece of her twisted little empire. Yeah. You know damn well she started all this. May her name rot in the filth where she came from. I don't care if it takes my last breath. We're gonna purge Ivbranca and build it anew. Oi! He spits in the ground. And then the conversation starts to get a little bit lighter. And then you hear boots start to walk away. Good morning.
Good morning. I kick the fucking doors of the closet open.
Still locked in.
That's what I'm gonna kick through the door, like break it.
Oh, you break it. Okay.
Yeah, if it's
It
locked
falls-
and I can't unlock it from the inside, I'll just fucking snap that shit open if I can.
Yeah, the doors bust open in the room you guys are all staying in. Ray's standing there in the near
Wakes
darkness.
Everyone up.
And yeah, definitely. It definitely. If you're within 5 feet of this, you're definitely awake by now. If not stirring and opening your eyes.
Good evening, night owls. We need to get moving. Wake up! Wake up!
Yeah, Wall's gonna stand up slowly, like, all right, okay.
How are you feeling, Wall?
Good. I had a good dream, so maybe everything will be fine.
It pisses me off. I hear them outside blaming this on Loth. They have no idea who Veyron is.
I mean,
And on the flip side, as we've talked about, I know that if they do know who Veyron is, it'll only make him stronger. I took my anger out on the closet.
Yes, I can see that.
Splinters scatter the room.
Well, is everyone else awake?
I imagine, yeah.
yeah,
after
Argentum's
that
definitely
tantrum.
like stirring and like putting on their glasses, just like, must you be so much first thing after waking up?
So, anything?
I hate you.
Phoenix is like his back is turned to the rest of the group, like he's just lying in the corner. Yeah.
I suppose so.
You have Whimsy nibbling on your ear a little bit, passively, like not biting, but just like a pacifier.
Chew.
You guys hear the shuffling of shoes outside, not boots or anything, just shoes. And then a very light rap at the door.
I've got it. Argentum will get up.
Yes,
and
doors your specialty.
Go. Yes. Truly, it is what I'm most proficient in this world.
Careful, it could be trapped.
Maybe.
You know our enemies.
Oh, yes. As they're just kind of saying this, just rolling their eyes, they'll open the door.
You hear a and you hear a very slight
It's Veyron.
whoosh of no.
Surprise!
You hear a very slight whoosh of cold air enter the warm room that you guys have warmed up with yourselves and the fire and then the lamp and everything over the last few hours. Gets a little bit brisk and some snow comes in, along with some light from the lamps outside. And who else is standing there but Lady Zyra? And she has a plate of food for everyone here. It's a selection of there are some root vegetables that look like they've been freshly dug up and cleaned, not necessarily prepared, but definitely food. There is some leafy greens, a little bit of fungus or some mushrooms, and of course there are 5 to 6 meager pieces of ham, just there, ready for you guys. And Zyra looks at Argentum, smiles, and says, I figured you all would be hungry after sleeping. I knew that it would be... I knew that you guys would be out for a while. The children are all nestled upstairs in the brewery in a room themselves. They are going to be sleeping for quite some time, I fear.
Yes, I can only imagine how tired they are. Come in. It's chilly out
She
there.
does so.
Please.
She knocks the snow from her shoes and closes the door behind her before setting an inviting plate of food on the small settee table in front of her, and stands there looking at you guys starting to rise for the evening.
Not often we wake up to free breakfast.
How are you feeling, darling?
I'm okay. The medical practitioners are taking care of Kelly for now. We have one cleric in the group that is going to be maintaining his body for as long as Darodel stands. And not only that, but you feel her personality begin to crack a little bit. She's been this relatively stoic cleric as long as you've known her. She's been fairly muted, but tears begin to well in her eyes, and she leans on you, Argentum, and says, "We don't know where to go."
Well, our group at least. And as Argentum's talking, they'll just kind of fold their arms around Zyra, just for comfort, just holding her.
You feel air leave her chest, and a very great sigh of relief as she stops back her tears.
You can let it out if you need to, first of all.
I already did with the children. This is what's left. We are thinking of going south, towards Koff, the bywave, the farmlands, and finding a place to stay there where we may be able to reunite with some more refugees. A few of the children, thankfully, have found their parents, but...
Oh, good.
I can't speak for all of them.
Yes.
Thank goodness they don't know what exactly they're even seeing.
It's almost a blessing. They are so young.
It's merely a cold day out. I fear when they're able to lay eyes on Ivbranka, the gravity of the situation may set in.
Yes.
And
Children are smarter than that. I'm sure that they have some sort of an idea already.
They are.
Tybalt does.
Yes. He's a smart one, that one.
He's recited your books to the children from memory. 2 of them. Oh. He's very proud of that fact.
Good kid, though. He's sweet.
Are Sunder and Phoenix alive?
I imagine they're alive.
Well, I wouldn't know.
If I say no, will you believe me?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, I'm dead.
Oh my god.
I would assume Sunder's still probably asleep. He's perched up against a wall.
Honk shoe. Honk shoe.
I mean, he's gone through a lot, so I mean, it only makes sense.
Yeah, he's dealing.
I don't give a fuck. No,
Wake up, bruh. Well, we are headed to Ipswich's place, actually. We have some leads that way.
Castle on the coast.
And then headed to the tournament is our plan.
Do you think the castle is safe for the children?
Not now, no. We have reason to believe there is trouble that way. And old Ipswich may be in need of our help, so...
I spoke to some of the guards. The fighting is fierce in the valley. We will have to pass by it if we are to go to the bywave in the Cedar Valley stretch. It will be dangerous, but maybe not as dangerous as going to the old castle.
How many guards do they have able to help you?
5,000 men from the bywave and Koff are currently fighting in Ivbranka. According to Bryant, Starshatter, the commanding Celestial there are 200 Celestials aiding them in their fight. And
that's incredible.
They haven't won yet?
Oh. They've taken the market district, and they're using it as a bastion to attack the remaining districts, trying to get as many people out as possible, but from some rudimentary scrying, and it's much better to ask him himself or any of the Celestial Guards. The county seat and administrative districts have been... She kind of like turns green.
Is anyone eating with Ray?
Yeah? I mean, Argentum's.
Wall is.
Oh, Zyra has sat down. Yeah, Zyra
Okay,
sat
gotcha.
down.
Ray would have like just stopped eating at the mention of Bryant, and then quickly cut her off. We don't need to ask him anything. The Davis can just do their job.
He will be here momentarily. He was
Here?
asking. Yes, he was
Oh.
asking Mason.
In Darrowdelve.
Correct. He
Sounds
comes
like
around.
we will
He's
stay a little longer.
I think we should get going, actually.
I think we should stay.
He's going to see how much supply we need. I mean, pardon the illusion, but he's been an angel. He's personally sent Celestials to come and help loot the trade ship that you have moored off the coast. There have been so many supplies on the inside. Food, medicine, certain books, things to keep here and make sure that the passing of time is as painless as possible. You seem troubled, Ray. Of course, you always seem troubled, so...
I would simply just like to stop wasting time here when we have places to be.
I do not believe waiting a short time for a celestial is wasting time.
And for what? What are we going to get out of that?
What are you so afraid of?
You call him an angel now, but just give it time.
He wants to thank you. All
We
of
didn't
you.
do anything.
Not did much.
You managed to get almost 100 refugees out of the harbor. That's a...
By proxy of saving our own asses.
That's true, though. We took the
Well,
place
we're-
of 5 people.
Yes, but we also help them get aboard.
We
Get
also
on.
technically caused this.
That's also true.
We are not to blame.
In your correspondence with me, everything you have said has led me to the conclusion that you have all done, and I've seen it happen. You have all done everything you could to help this catastrophe from coming to fruition, to keep it from coming to fruition. And I cannot thank you enough. The children cannot thank you enough. Please, at least take the thanks of a lieutenant of God. He will leave you alone.
I don't need his thanks, and I don't want it. Thank you. I would like to move on when everyone is ready. Preferably
Oh,
sooner than later.
I mean, technically, the sooner rather than later is better. But it really depends on how fast this guy will be. If he's gonna yap his head off, maybe we leave.
I need
But if he's gonna be fast-
information from Dakota
Maybe it's okay.
first before we leave. He has
you-
information I need.
You should get him quickly. He plans to leave within the next few hours.
Quickly, yes, I like that.
Well, quickly to talk to Dakota.
That's
I-
never gonna happen.
I would be very interested to speak to a Deva. That is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Most mortals
I'm
do
gonna
not
say, get comfy, Zeph. Yeah, Dakota talks at like 1 word per minute, so you're gonna be here for a while, and so are we, I guess.
It is only a few. It's one question at
And
most.
I apologize for your
Listen
time.
here, Zach.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, go Gaga. What are you doing?
We're doing that, huh?
So Zyra,
What a stupid
smiles.
nickname. His name is Phoenix.
Yeah, it's a dumb name.
It's
Yeah.
not
Stands
even.
up.
It's not even close. At least Fifi makes sense.
She brushes
Not
herself
happy.
off. I will see you all in the brewery. Please, do say goodbye. To me, at least. Or the children.
Oh, absolutely.
You are You are heroes to them. And right as she's about to cry, she kind of turns her head and walks out the door.
I worry for you.
Chin up.
Is there any sort of way, if I could tell by like, I don't know, it's really hard to read people just by sound and stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious if her faith has shaken, like, in Lolth.
Make a wisdom check.
Ooh.
And I don't necessarily want to stop her to ask directly.
Sure.
You said a wisdom check?
Yeah, or I make a religion check. That's more specific.
All right.
Let me grab her sheet.
can only be good.
quickly.
14.
That's better than 0?
When you first met Zyra, she had already kind of defected from the old ways of Lolth and kind of maintained a mask of participation and going to the meetings and going through the motions and the rites, but not necessarily. You could feel that she really didn't believe a lot of what would traditionally be taught in Lolth, like sermons and things like that. So her faith hasn't been shaken, but she's definitely questioning a lot of things now. She's definitely like, for instance, the Great Silence. Lolth hasn't spoken or interacted with followers or worshippers in decades, if not centuries, right? It may be shaken in ways that you don't expect.
A
That's what you
follow-up
get with a
question.
14. Yeah.
Yeah, just follow-up question. Maybe I already know, but clerics, I know where my power comes from. Clerics, on the other hand, especially those of the Reformed faith, are they still drawing magic from their faith in Lolth?
Right. And she mentioned that other clerics had to take over for her. So, make of that what you will with a 14.
Damn.
I'm fine with talking with Dakota,
Yes.
but I have no interest in speaking to the Deva. That is my wish.
I mean, you don't have to be there, right? We don't have to all be there.
Kind of have
Right.
to stick together or wait for everyone before I can leave the town. I have
All
a
the same,
feeling
you'd
that
like to go
wherever
to
he will
Boston.
be, I will unfortunately be.
You know what? Fair.
You know him, don't you?
Old friend? Old
The
enemy?
way you talk, it is very familiar.
Old lover?
Somehow I'm doubtful of that, but
Okay, sorry. Just spitballing.
no, I appreciate the spitballing.
What the fuck?
I mean, with that reaction, maybe.
What
Yeah,
is
Haktua, as they say. Sorry. Sorry. I'm gonna see myself out. I'm sorry.
Shacking up?
No, but
Was
I
he
do know
your
him.
ham lady?
No,
Okay. But you do know him.
yeah. Or I did. Maybe
Yeah.
he won't even recognize me.
Maybe it might be important to speak to him again. You never know.
I don't think that was a good time.
Yeah? Why?
Zeph, stand.
We're back.
Holy
Pog.
shit, we're alive. Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
You said I don't. I think the last thing they heard was I don't
I
think
don't
this
think
is a
that's
good idea.
consent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Argentum
Okay.
said why,
Yeah.
and then
And you stormed
I-
out.
I said because we have places to be, and then I started to storm out.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So
you were in my
cool.
head. What did you say?
Yeah, in your mind, you will hear. I apologize for prying, Ray. This is clearly a sensitive topic for you. But know that if you do wish to talk about it, simply tap your head and I will be there. But if you do not, I will respect it and I apologize for pushing. Take your time.
I don't think Ray responds mentally. I think he just says, "I'm going to find Dakota," and then just like continues to walk out. I'm gonna head to the brewery or wherever we might find Dakota.
That was a weird long
You-
silence.
Walk outside onto the cobbled pavement. It's a very light dusting of snow. The ground's so cold it's just not sticking. It's just kind of wisping away into drifts. And down the cobblestones, as you walk past a couple of buildings, you see a large wagon that looks very familiar to you. It is the souped up or refurbished carriage that you guys saw in the arena as one of those obstacles when you were fighting half-Drider Ken Magane. It is quite resplendent now. It's black paint, gold filigree. The wheels themselves, the spokes, painted. It oozes resplendence and opulence, as this was a gift from Baron Edo to Lady Barrymore of the Barrymore estate, far north in Lothlorian. But Dakota is, messing with the tack, hitching up a horse. Dealing with some things on the inside of the carriage itself, while the snow lightly falls on the top of it. Lights a lantern near the end as he catches your eye. Well, howdy. Good morning.
Is it morning? It seems pretty dark.
Yeah, it is. It's about 2 hours past sundown, but you get some sleep.
We did, and well needed. Where are you headed again, the spine?
Yeah, we're going to the spine. Where y'all headed?
I think it's a castle up north. We're headed for Ipswich, if you know who that is.
I can't say I know who Ipswich is.
Don't think I've ever heard him.
Can't say I know too much about a castle neither. I'm relatively new to these parts. It'll be a bit of an exciting journey to get there.
You and me both.
It's a
Argentum had
very
a
wide
question
smile.
for you. Argentum had a question for you.
Oh, right. Almost plumb forgot. Where are they? Where's everybody?
I'm sure they're on their way. Hopefully fast.
Okay. And you hear some rustling on the inside of the carriage, and you see one of the small little silken curtains with some like gold embroidery on it pull back, and you've seen a lot of these. It's the telltale pale yellow eyes of a goblin on the inside. Staring at you.
Recognize those
You see the vertical
goblin
pupils
anywhere?
dilate as it takes in the light of the lantern attached to the carriage itself.
Who's your companion?
Oh,
Have a pet?
Pat. No, it's my business associate, or my little cleric, or my pastor, or I don't really know the organization of religions around here. Again, I'm only about 110 years old. I
Well,
think
it's
his name is Jockey.
Oh, is that you in there, Jockey?
And the door opens and sitting down, looks like he's wearing some oversized vicar collar, and he's got like flowing tails. Again, he's wearing, this is clearly clothing that's meant for humans that he just kind of put on and like cut very very haphazardly around the waist and the legs and everything to make it look like it's fitting him. He has a monocle for some reason, wearing a lot of rings, and he comes out and looks at you and he smiles. He doesn't say anything, but he smiles wide at you and marvels at the snow around him.
I think I'll lean up on the carriage next to Dakota here while we wait, kind of just like look up aimlessly. How did you get captured anyways?
He
If it's not
casts his-
touchy.
He casts his eyes to the ground and looks over at Jockey and says, I used to live in the Lunar Peaks. My father and all my many cousins. I was always told not to stray too far from the South Pass. There was a little village, a small gathering of strange creatures, much like one of your friends. Kalash Tars. They lived there in that hollow for a mighty long time. My father kept look over them. Never interacted, but he'd always make sure they were okay. Regardless, he told me to stay away from them. He didn't really know rightly what or how they would react to a dragon. Nobody did, not since the mountains were made. Of course, I'm a youngin'. I didn't listen to him, disobeyed him, thought I was being an adventurer. And dark dwarves took me. They wrangled me. I was young, very young. I don't rightly remember much of the journey through the Underdark. But we spat out, and I vividly recall the piercing spines of light of the sun on my eyes for the first time in what could be a year. And that was when I knew I could escape. When I knew I could fly away. You can't fly away when you're a mile beneath the dirt. Took a bite out of one of the Dwergar and fled. Ran as far away as I could. And, well, that's when the goblins got a hold of me. And again, mighty young. And there's too many of them. Ain't no biting, gnashing, clawing that could get me out of that, so I don't harbor any ill will towards you. And he's looking down at Jockey, who's looking a little embarrassed. I'm just glad I can call you friend now, friend. He smiles again pretty wide and looks back at you. I've tried several times to fly away from here. But something's got me pinned down. Ray, something stronger than me. My wings are clipped. I don't think I can fly home.
Well, you're in good company there. All the more proof that Loth has a plan. Walking her web is how we managed to save you in the first place.
Yeah.
But you never made it to the Kalistar.
I didn't. No. I was ambushed. No. network of caves, and before I could even realize what was happening, they got me in manacles. It was rough. And that web we walk on, it'll take you where you need to go, but be careful, because it's mighty full of holes to fall through, right? The web is full of holes to fall through. Looks like this conversation has made Dakota as sad as a dragon that has recently turned into a human can can relay that information through how they speak, but you feel a weighty hand on your shoulder. But you can spin your own web. You can weave your own tale. And I hope you do.
We'll see. I enjoy the risk of walking the fine, silky line.
Where is Argentum? He kind of looks past you. You feel his gaze hit the rocks behind you.
Well, we'll see if enough time has passed for them to get over here.
I mean, I'd say so. That was like a minute, 2 minute long conversation.
Argentum would have followed probably soon after.
And Wall too.
Ray left.
Guess
While
we're hitting the road.
You come
Let's
out
go
and
check on him.
almost out of nowhere behind you from down the path, you just hear. You don't hear any speech or anything, but Penelope swiftly finds her way to your side. Dakota looks at you, Argentum. Well, you like the new ride? He gestures to the carriage.
Look at you, riding in style.
And from behind him, you do see Jockey kind of. First you see one of his pointed ears, and then you see the rest of his face. He smiles wide.
Argentum, as soon as they reach like Dakota and Jockey, they'll crouch down to Jockey's height and start speaking in Goblin. Are you all right?
Yeah, treats us pretty good.
I'm glad you're all okay and didn't get caught in the crossfire of what's going on in Branca.
No, we felt the tremors. There were a few casualties from the earthquakes, but we pulled through. We've been through worse, but when I got out of that cave, when we got past Downwater and we really saw what happened. If Branca's gone, isn't it?
Not entirely. Not Downwater gone, but it has people fighting for it. So hopefully we can only hope that it can be salvaged. I don't think it's entirely gone yet.
I think you're right. There's just something different about... There's something different about the people who live on the surface. They're willing to really, really fight for where they live. If it happened to anybody else underneath, we would have turned tail and ran. Found another cave. Another hollow to hole up into.
A lot of us surface dwellers are always looking for a place to belong. We get a bit attached to our homes.
It's true. But anyway, I it's good to see you. Tell everybody else it's fantastic to see them too. And if they need a place to rest on their way back, it ain't in Branca, the mountain will always welcome them.
I'll let them know. And it's good to see you too, Jockey.
He winks at you and then hops back into the carriage, keeping the door open, just kind of fussing with some stuff on the inside, and he takes over the duties that Dakota was taking care of.
Argentum will stand and just kind of like wipe the spittle from their mouth after speaking
Yeah,
Goblin.
right? It's pretty aggressive. You guys just heard a bunch of like hawking and tooing.
Let's go.
Some hawks and
to 'em.
tours.
Hawk
Yeah.
Tula
Toss to
mention?
'em.
Is that on the bingo card? I don't know.
Hawk 2, if you will.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
How does Goblin sound with a British accent? Who knows? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z Kai. Anyway. Argentum will stand and turn to Dakota. Sorry about that.
It was all good. You guys, I didn't understand a lick of it, so I hope it was kind.
It was. Goblin is a very aggressive language, but
I can tell.
Sounds ugly.
Yeah.
a little bit. But he says he's happy to see all of you.
How do you
And-
conjure up that much phlegm?
I give a thumbs up.
Comes with practice.
Ew.
Phlegm generation.
Phlegm,
skill.
you know? Master of many skills. But I did have a question or two for you regarding the Lunar Peaks, Dakota, if that is all
Of
right.
course, he kind of puts his hands together and dusts them off. I'll answer what I can.
You said you lived near there, yes?
Yeah, for 70, 80 years of my life.
I've only ever heard that there were vicious beasts living in the peaks.
Well,
Had no idea it could have been dragons.
I don't like to think of myself as vicious, nor my father, but I wouldn't want to fight him if I made to. That must have been what your stories are about.
My stories, they run the gamut of many different things, different experiences.
When I learn to read, I certainly will give him a good look.
I would appreciate that. Regarding the peaks themselves, were there ever... What else do you know was in the peaks?
Well, anything bigger and badder than a dragon is long asleep, that's for sure. I was never told any stories of anything more living on top of the peaks. Now, all sorts of crazy witchcraft and sorcery goes on below it, that's for darn sure. Try and stay as far away from that as we can. Those dragons, dragons and magic are... It takes some getting used to.
Hmm.
You
Did
could,
Go ahead.
if you ever get the wherewithal, you could go to the peaks yourself and ask my dad. He may know.
Were there any events that happened upon the Lunar Peaks that you know about? Not so much under them. Again, you hear whispers about what goes on there.
Well, there weren't events, but we get a lot of people wanting to hide from the law. Most of them are scared off by the Kalashtar's, especially if you get high enough into the peaks. Some of them make little camps themselves. Again, it's incredible what my father can see from the highest peak on a clearest day. You can see all the little ants starting to swipe at each other with swords and whatnot. You thinking of something in particular? Is there some answer you're looking for?
Argentum will not meet Dakota's eyes. Like they're just kind of darting around, mostly like looking at the snow at their boots, just trying to make a decision. Would you mind if I spoke in your mind about something?
Oh. Yeah, probably so.
Don't mind us. We'll just, yeah.
How much of the group joined us at the wagon here?
Yeah, before we
think we're
get
all
there,
here.
what does anybody else want to do? Anything that doesn't have to do with Dakota?
I'll just stand here and hold my balls. It's good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, well,
Keeping 'em
just
warm.
like to raise side as usual.
I think by now Sunder's probably woken up and he's walking out of the building he was sleeping in.
Okay.
Argentum will speak in Dakota's mind.
Okay.
I just needed to speak of this privately, if you do not mind.
Of course.
You mentioned the Kalashtar that live there, and that your father could see them? Or that you knew
Yeah.
of them?
He watched over them, making sure they weren't tangled in anything too malicious. He wanted to maintain the sanctity of the peaks, making sure it was a peaceful place.
They never would have done anything.
And they didn't.
20 or so years ago, something happened. The Kalashtar there are gone.
That must have happened after I was kidnapped.
When were you kidnapped? How long ago?
You're not gonna believe this, but about 20 years ago. Argentum.
Yeah.
He reaches into his coat and pulls out a pretty large piece of paper, and on it is a bunch of stuff in Draconic. Do you read Draconic?
Mm-hmm. I can
Okay.
read and speak it.
It is very large print, but it has, the word Kalashtar in Draconic. It has the word shadows in Draconic. And one word really pops out to you. It has the word Dreamblade in Draconic. And as a literarian yourself, you notice the words first, but as you took a step back, what really strikes you is the chaotically scratched symbol in the middle of this piece of paper. It's about maybe 3 feet by 2 feet. And it is a vertical pupiled eye that is wreathed in long feathers, almost like that of an owl or a corvid of some kind. An eye that is partially cloaked in the underside of a wing. And that strikes you. For some unknown reason, that seems incredibly familiar to you.
What is that?
This is what I was able to copy from my cage in the Underdark. I made it so that those that chained me up couldn't see me while I was copying, not necessarily reading what this was, but copying the script. Does this mean anything to you? I could make out the word, and he says this in Draconic, out loud. dream blades. And everybody around you hears this.
No.
What?
Yeah, true.
What did he say?
He said it in Draconic. Do you speak Draconic?
Nope,
No.
I have no idea. I just said yeah, true.
Okay.
I know I asked Nick, what did he say?
I just said yeah, true. I don't actually know what he said.
What is happening in the Mind Palace?
If I know. Well, you should ask them.
I
He
just
follows up. Does this mean anything to you?
Not the symbol. I know there are quarry souls known as mind blades, yes. The symbol might be familiar. I might have seen it somewhere, but I'm not sure.
Okay. He folds it up and puts it back into
that
his.
could help, though.
Would you like it? I've committed this to memory, and I hope to find them deep in the Underdark. That's where I'm going.
You're looking for what?
I'm looking for this symbol anywhere I can find it. The last dwarf I talked to, remember? Those 3 little traders? They said they saw it somewhere in a dwarven mining operation near the crack. That's my first lead. That's where I'm headed.
This all still in the Mind Palace?
Argentum will just stand there, just tears welling in their eyes,
I
their
assume,
hands starting to shake.
Hey, little bird, you okay? He says out loud.
Oh no, are they crying again?
Yeah.
Wall's gonna put a hand on their shoulder.
This is helpful. If you find yourself, they'll start talking out loud and then swap to talking to Dakota mentally. If you find yourself on the other side of the wall, in the south, there is a town there. If you find any information, report it to the captain of the guard. They'll know what to do.
The town in the valley, Hausertal.
Yes. Just
Of course.
trust me. They will
Of course.
understand.
He squints at you. Yeah, I'll let him know. I'll see if I can't find. I'll see if I can't find those people who kidnapped me and had nothing to do with you. Right?
I do not know if they had anything to do with me.
Okay.
I just... Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry, I cannot say more.
That
It
is a-okay. I understand the secrecy of it.
dangerous.
Do you have any other questions before we set out?
No, but a request more than anything.
Oh, sure, anything.
Do not mention that you met another Kalashtar.
He looks down
Do
at
not.
Jockey. Okay.
It is dangerous to be what I am. So please. All I know is that.
Do you think there are any yous left in that little settlement? little village you guys put together. That
I know there are not. I know that there is no one left.
Yeah, that hurts. We dragons don't keep pets, but we grew attached to that little village. More so even than the one in the valley. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
This is more of a lead, and they'll start speaking out loud just for the sake of everyone. This is more of a lead than I have had in a very long time, so this helps very much. Thank you.
He looks down at Jockey. The way you're behaving, it might behoove you to come with us, but you know, got your own things going on.
Believe me, going with you it is what my heart is calling for. It is. Shut up, Zeph.
I don't care where we go, as long as we go now.
He is impatient. There is a Deva showing up, and he cannot wait to leave.
Yeah.
But going with you would mean everything to me, but unfortunately, I cannot. There are things bigger than the mysteries of me going on, and people need help. I cannot just focus on helping myself. Yes.
You hear a voice in your head, and it says, if you start pursuing that thread, you say star. And if they don't say the word shine, I haven't been there. Understood?
Understood. Thank you.
Well, Jockey, how's the tack looking on the... He looks at the horse, and it looks really sickly. It does... this horse doesn't... This horse is thin. It's incredibly gaunt. Its skin is loose on its bones, and doesn't look like it might get very far. Jockey looks over at Dakota and just kind of shrugs. Okay. I think we're gonna get on our way. We've taken what little we can without being detrimental to the people of Darodelf, and we're gonna stop being a leech on their resources for now, so.
Yes.
Good to see you, honored guest. I'm glad you made it out alive.
Likewise.
I'm glad you're all right. Truly. Grateful we could help.
Remember, Starshine.
Understood.
And Dakota climbs into the carriage, and Jockey, almost like a little spider monkey, kind of ambles on the rigging and the tack on the carriage itself, and finds himself expertly in the driver's seat. And as though he's done this 1,000 times before, because he has, you hear a small crack muffled by some snowdrifts, and you see Dakota's amber eye out the side window of the black and gold carriage as it turns around in a U and goes back toward the annex where you guys were, and out through the cobbles, through the snowdrifts, past a lone tree, and then after about a minute or two, it's gone on the other side of the hill.
Wall's just shaking his head at the state of that horse. He's just like, oh.
It's rough. It is rough.
It's rough out here.
While you hear in your head, that horse will not last a fortnight.
Agreed. Well, it is underfed. Oh, the poor thing.
Oats, key to victory.
Oats. Indeed.
Wall will look
Victory.
to Argentum and say,
Was that whatever he said in that language we did not comprehend? Was it that word, starshine?
No. It was something else. I do not. I should not speak of it here.
I mean, how pressing is Ipswich? Are we sure we don't want to head with the Dakota? Crybaby?
Argentum will turn around and they will reel their hand back as if they're about to slap Ray. And they'll ball it into a fist.
Well, I can't see, so
You
no
know you can't
flinching
see that.
there.
Oh, sorry.
No worries, I got it.
They will stop. I tried to be kind to you earlier, Ray. And I'm sorry if that was not enough. And if you are dealing with your own things that you are running from. And the past can be hard. Trust me, I know. But I do not appreciate your judging me when I am. Fuck you, Zeph.
Hey. Listen, okay? We've all got some secrets. How about we, save them for when you need to trade them in?
You have no right to judge me for feeling just because you are afraid to feel. Because all you know how to do is block out everything with quips and anger. And I'm sorry that you are hiding everything inside because your Spider Queen wills it. But I have no room for your dismissive nature right now. I have nothing here right now. And what Dakota just gave me is priceless. So kindly fuck off.
What's with all this hostility?
It is.
I'm surprised y'all
Zeph
didn't wake
being
me up.
themselves.
No, he's unapologetically himself, isn't he? Surprised you guys didn't wake me up. Where are we headed?
You needed your sleep. You've been fighting hard the last few days.
I've been fighting hard my entire life.
Well,
Another day won't hurt. So
last thing we need is you getting exhausted and running yourself into the ground, darling.
this is true. So where are we going? We going to Ipswich or wherever the hell what's his name was talking about?
We are waiting. There is a celestial coming to see us.
Oh,
That
good
Zephyr
Lord.
is desperately running from. Like a crybaby, if you will.
And as you guys come to a head with this tiny little spat,
Yo, head.
the palisades that were kind of hastily put together, and it's getting pretty dark. Mostly the light is coming from lanterns that are on posts attached to the houses, and torches that are being held by guards near the palisades. But there's almost like over the hill towards Ifbranca, a sunrise that comes in the gloom of the night that is slowly beginning to creep into this small town. And a few of the guards stand up a little straighter. This sunrise begins to crest the top of the hill, and you see that it's not the sun. It is in fact a heavily armored man without a helm, who is shedding, sloughing off light, almost like a vapor around him, almost about as much as a small torch. Nothing nothing radiant, but he himself is glowing, and this man is standing tall. He's composed. He walks with conviction, a quiet strength, and with an aura of just leadership. Just an aura that his men respect clearly. Even the riders of Koth, as he shows up, he salutes them, and then slowly waves his hand, and then he gives them a hug. He shakes one of their hands and holds them tightly. He nods to them as his retinue follow behind of 2, 3, 4 additional guarded men. These are also riders of Koth. He comes through the hamlet, walking up to people, meeting them on one knee at their level, goes over to the gravediggers preparing these mass graves, and looks upon them. He puts his arm on a couple of the gravediggers, and everywhere he's going in this small hamlet seems to be better for his presence. He is himself just this beacon of morality, this beacon of morale that is reinforcing the riders, even those who have, especially the ones who were, discounting Lolth themselves. Just goes up and talks to them for a brief bit. He is adorned in, as he gets closer, you can see it's bronze and golden armor, polished to this very soft, fuzzy gleam in the very sparse snow that is falling at night. It's got intricate engravings and designs. It's very regal. But at the center of his breastplate, you guys see a relief, a seal almost, of a majestic dragon's head in profile. Dragon's head has horns and teeth, but it's just symbolic. It's nothing quite too detailed. He himself is wrapped in these flowing white gossamer robes that, as he moves, whip and ripple behind him every time. The grace that he walks with, the camaraderie that he inspires in the people around him, the light physically that he brings these people huddled in the cold and dark is almost moving. And as he moves, you can see there's a greatsword on his back, about as tall as he is, in a very gloriously etched leather scabbard. He's approaching some people that are standing outside of the brewery, having a very small conversation. As he moves around, you can see this sword is where the light is coming from. Not himself, but this sword. Ray, make a history check.
Ooh. Ow.
How dare you make me roll?
Just got out of bed. I don't want to roll.
How bright is the sword?
The sword is shedding lights, about 5 feet around him. It's fairly dim light. It's like a torch,
Not
a small
painful
torch.
light.
No.
Like
It is not
his
painful. It's not. No, not at all.
A 19.
Wow.
19.
Wow.
Okay, let's see. Do I take you in whispers or not?
Oh, please.
Okay.
Oh
all right.
boy.
No, I'll take
lucky
you into
son of a-
whispers. Let's go.
Woo! See ya, suckers.
Damn.
You lucky little. If
You
I
got
had the
so
words,
Crybaby,
lucky,
if you
man.
will.
if I had the
Ooh.
words,
Ooh,
Okay.
I'm
Get
gonna
to
kick his
whisper.
ass.
dude,
I
every day.
felt genuine emotion off that shit. And I was like, oh my god. This is going somewhere. Jesus Christ. I want to step in so I can diffuse things.
I
Step in
almost
with my
hit a
sleepy
bitch.
ass.
Hit him with the Waiata.
Why I oughta.
Why
Steve
I
rolled up.
wanna?
Why
No head.
Dude, sorry. It is like
I
thought
heard
said
it and
crit.
I was on push to talk. I'm like, made you.
I said I thought I was being quiet about it, and I looked at the chat, and everyone heard. I'm like, oh god.
Everyone heard that.
I was like, oh no.
Everyone will remember this.
It's so bad. I was like, oh wait, did everyone hear that? Was it loud actually? That's my bad.
A little bit.
It was audible.
It's quite audible. You fucking
Why is it so
I love you
long?
both
We're back.
so much.
You changed it.
Oh, Zach, I don't know what we should be doing. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do it again.
Like Zoing Zach.
You know exactly what this sword is. You know who it belonged to.
There was no emotion on Ray's face at the string of cutting words, but the sight of the sword, or not the sight of it, but just feeling its presence, does make him furrow his brow.
Does the blindfold cover the brows?
On my model, it does, but for Zeph, actually for Zeph it does too. But still, there's like a scrunching of the nose.
Okay.
Oh, what's the matter, crybaby? You have a problem now?
Are you done?
I can be. Are you?
Good. Let's move on from this tantrum.
He gets
Fuck
closer.
off.
Oh,
And
hi!
as he gets
Good to
closer,
see you made it.
Hi, are you were the honored guest I've heard so much about.
Yes.
you guys get a
are-
really good look at him before he introduces himself this time. It was kind of obscured by the snow that's whipping from side to side and the wind and his gossamer, robes and everything. But as he approaches, he stretches a little bit and you see that he has a pair of smooth white wings folded closely against his back. They are kept there, almost like a cape. They're not ostentatious at all or overly large. They're elegant, and you can see they're strong. And he comes up to you both. His tousled brown hair falls very casually in like ringlets around his eye sockets. He's got very fair skin. His face is dotted with freckles, which just adds a little bit of usefulness to his mature, masculine demeanor. But a very healthy masculinity that approaches and says, after it salutes, Ava Bryant, Starshatter, Talon of Bahamut, I am so eternally sorry for what you have had to go through.
It's appreciated. It is an honor to meet you, truly.
I hear you've saved a group of children and a cleric and any number of other refugees that managed to scramble on board while you slayed a Drider yourself. He kind of looks at everybody else, very impressed. Incredible. Could use you on the front line.
Trust me, I do not believe I'm a frontline fighter, unlike some of these fine folk that I travel with.
Especially
Wald
Zeph
strikes a pose as Argentum says that.
One more.
Could I roll that sleight of hand check? You
Of course,
mentioned
yes,
whispers?
please. Go for it.
Oh?
Huh?
Eh.
Huh?
Huh?
Starts
You guys know
digging
that
into
funny
David's
cat?
pocket.
You guys know that funny cat where it's like, eh?
The
You know what I'm talking about?
Ah,
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
yeah, the one that's cross-eyed.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh,
I
I'm
know, I know,
right
I know.
now. This is the cross-eyed.
Eh? All right. 17 on the sleight of hand.
17? Okay. Me roll here. Oh, holy shit. Okay.
Guess
You
probably.
feel
in
like
the-
you've...
Yeah.
Huh?
I was just gonna say probably would have started doing so in the on the way on
Yeah,
Brian's
yeah.
way over there.
And as you did, he's been distracted talking to his friends in earnest, or talking to your friends in earnest. You feel like you've hidden this thing.
Good.
Well, if there's anything that the riders or even my celestial contingent can do for you guys, please let us know. We are forever in your debt. We've managed to establish a foothold even in the Harbor District just because of you. So, you've contributed in the war effort yourself. Thank you.
It's not every day you are able to assist in such, I suppose, historical events, though not
True.
ones that
Yeah.
I look forward to committing to the books.
Frankly, between you and me, I'm getting a little tired of living through historical events.
Believe me, I agree.
Where are you guys headed? Is there any way we can help you?
We are headed to the northeast, up to Ipswich's castle.
Ah, old Castle Elodar. Okay.
There are devil activity, it would seem.
His face drops. What?
From residue on a note we were given, there's
Do you have this
devil
note?
activity.
May I see it?
Look at Phoenix.
Sure,
Shit,
you
this
got
is
it,
how
don't
you
you,
repay me?
Zach?
This is how you repay me? You
How I repay
motherfucker.
you is potentially getting more help, darling.
Ah, quit whining and just give him the damn note.
All of
I
you,
take
so
it out
kindly.
and I'll like hand it to him.
Thank you. What was your name?
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Thank you.
He unravels it, and as he does, he drops it and steps away for a second.
Yeah, it smells like shit.
And he kind of snaps his fingers, and a rider of Koth comes up with his gauntlets that he has since taken off, and he puts it back on. He puts them back on. These gleaming, bronze and gold gauntlets.
Thank you.
He kneels down and picks it back up and holds it in his hand.
Ah. This is not good. You sure you can handle this?
No,
We're about to find out.
This blood, this.
And he takes a corner of the paper and he brings it up to his tongue and places it on his tongue. And you hear it before he takes it away.
Yep. God damn it. This is.
And he kind of brushes the riders of Koth away.
Can you give us a minute, please?
And they nod before, just following orders, walking away. They don't see anything wrong with this.
Do you mind
guys
if we?
made fun of me for licking a book?
Did you try to
You
eat
licked
paper
weird.
just now?
You licked weird book cheese, though, Sunder.
Same difference. He's licking blood.
If you need
I-
a quiet place to talk, we have somewhere that we are staying.
That would be lovely.
Yes, come along.
He follows you guys as I assume you're walking into the annex.
We're going back to the annex. That's crazy. We took a circle.
Yeah.
Suppose so.
We're never leaving.
We're never leaving.
This is our home now.
As you guys get in, and you all find a place to stand, he closes the door and places his hands behind him on the door as he locks it and puts his hands together.
We now seem to be fighting a war on two fronts.
That's good.
That
I mean, bad, but you get it.
that blood was. That blood was that of a pit fiend.
Everybody roll a history check to see if you know what that is.
Ha 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 ha.
History check, huh? I
I'm not
love
good at
those.
these.
Yippee!
We don't know
infinite.
shit.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, so like on a
17.
scale.
It's me and Hayden.
It's actually really cool. The numbers of the history check look super in character.
They do.
Yeah.
They really do.
On a scale of like
Yeah,
1
and that
to
would make sense.
10, where does this guy fall?
This is about a 9.
If you're the 10,
If I'm the 6.
Again.
You're taking a piss, right?
I am not taking the piss.
Sunder's gonna walk off. We're fucking screwed.
We're screwed.
So, Sunder and Argentum, you both know what this is. The details are a little spotty. Sunder, you've seen things, and it's not necessarily seen, but you've heard stories of these large guards. These are demonic guards. These are less so that, but they're lords. They are royalty. They are demonic nobles, and they maintain order in some regions of the Nine Hells. As you do know, especially you, Sunder, are very well aware that the devils are meticulous. They are bureaucratic. They are very much detail-oriented creatures. They like to catch people in lies. They catch people in presentations that aren't themselves, in personality swaps. They catch people in contractual obligations and things like that. But as lower devils work in that bureaucracy, pit fiends, the lords, are the executors of the law. They are the judges, the juries, and the executioners. If a lower demon deems you in transgression of demonic law, they're the one that metes out the punishment. Argentum, the stories you have heard of these evil creatures are horrific. Like, killing people for no real reasons. Even some of these pit fiends disregard the findings of some of the lower devils as they are brought to the court of the pit fiend lords, and they just mete out their own punishment. It is chaotic. It is there is a law that they should be following, but a lot of them just, if they don't like some of the denizens of their town or village in the Nine Hells, they'll just purge it, excise it, raze the entire place and build it up anew. They are lords, kings, juries, judges, executioners, and they mete out the justice. These stories are. It's some of the even comparatively to some of the demon web pit, hierarchy. It's I mean, for lack of a better term, demonic. It's hellish. It's something you don't want to be caught on the other end of. This is, barring a god, probably one of the strongest creatures you've ever heard of. One of them.
Oh.
I'm with Sunder. We are screwed.
Of course we're screwed. If you know anything about pit fiends.
Well, let's take this one clue at a time. Now, this is the pit fiend's blood, correct? But that doesn't mean necessarily that he's there, or that he's directly involved, or it looks like he's trying to convince himself that he doesn't have to go and, command another army or go to war again.
You saying there's a chance that the blood could be there, but they couldn't?
Correct. Yes.
What circumstance?
Well, sometimes they like to show up and scare the people underneath of their thumb. Show up and throw their weight around before they retreat. I can't be sure that's even the case. They could be there, 150 miles to the northeast, wreaking havoc for all I know. And I can't just fly away from the front of Ibranca. Every day, I get up, I slay abominations, and then I go back to sleep. If I can even get that. So, I'm sorry.
You've nothing to apologize for,
There's
darling.
nothing to apologize for. But
I'm gonna have to command you guys to go and fight that pit fiend. or
Huh.
at least
Oh, boy.
listen, I know this is way far above what you might be capable of, but at least go take a look.
We must
I
head
am-
that way anyway.
Oh,
I mean, he must have some confidence in us, right? If he's sending us to
I mean, if
go
we're
up.
being logical here about this pit fiend, it's bleeding.
Yeah, something
It-
bled it, right?
Yes.
Could be injured.
Something's hurt this fiend.
Oh,
So
man,
there might be a chance here if it's hurt.
If we
Because
team up with
it
the guy
takes-
that hurt it.
It takes a
Oh, yeah.
lot to hurt those. A lot.
Yes, they are
They're
next to
tough.
gods.
But we,
Might
I
as well be
apologize for my
gods.
crassness, but they are fucking powerful.
we have cut gods already. It should be.
You've cut a god wall. We
You
haven't.
have.
Different.
Yes.
Well,
I
have, like-
right.
If
You've
we have
cut
like
a
4
god.
walls. If we have 4 walls, then we can do it.
Goodness, if I could have 4 walls, I would be ever so grateful.
You'd actually be a house.
We would take over the world very easily.
How did you injure a god? Out of curiosity.
It is a very long story, but between
I've got
our
time.
between our resident angel and our big friend here, we have been dealing with the the one behind the Eve Bronca issue.
We've been dealing with Lolth's crybaby bitch son.
Yes.
That's who we've been dealing with. And he's the one that we cut.
Wait, her son?
We have been dealing with Veyron, yes. He is
Yeah,
free.
They're kind of obsessed with
havoc.
the couple of us. A couple of them,
Yes.
actually.
Since when
Pretty
has he
obsessed with
been-
you, eh, Fifi?
Hold on.
Yes.
Since when has
sorry.
Veyron been freed?
For someone fighting a
How
war,
long
you
has it
should
been?
you sure do know little about your enemy.
He looks at you for the first time, Ray.
Hand on Phoenix and Thunder's chest, like, say nothing. Let this ride out.
It's fucking work.
He squints for a
Watch this
second.
out.
You're an Azamar. How did you
Took you
get
long
here?
enough to notice. I got here 10 years ago. How long have you been on the material plane?
3 days. If that.
Hmm.
Make a stealth check.
I got a 9.
He draws his greatsword.
Oh, hey, whoa, whoa, whoa,
No, no,
whoa,
no,
whoa.
let it happen, let it happen. We don't know.
The whole room fills with light. And he takes the blade, and you feel it underneath where you stowed your whip. Where did you get this?
Is there a problem?
There will be if you don't be honest with me and trust me. I'll be able to tell.
I've been standing here for our entire conversation since you entered the town. And it took you this long to notice. And the first thing you care about is my weapon?
God, that fucking sword's bright.
Brother, things will get violent if you're not honest with me. Where did you procure your whip?
It came with me. When I dropped from the heavens. But you know that, don't you?
You hear the great sword clang to the ground. You... Oh, God. And you
I haven't
feel...
exactly been hiding.
You feel your limbs tighten under a warm, comforting, familiar embrace. We thought we lost you.
Nah, I don't do anything.
He kind of pulls you away. What happened to your hair? What happened to your... What happened to your body? What did you do to yourself?
It's a very long story.
You feel... Actually, hold on. Give me a second. Okay. You feel a sting on your cheek. And everybody hears and sees a very swift slap to your face.
Oh. Did someone just slap me?
Yeah.
Wasn't me.
How dare you leave me alone with them?
How dare me? How dare none of you come and look for me?
You know we couldn't do that.
Why not?
He looks at the sword and says, they wouldn't let me. And he kind of steps back from the situation. I am so sorry. You guys, you all had to see that.
Too many days here, huh? Curse of humanity starting to show?
No. I am not losing any of my reverence. Do we still call you that? I can read what's on your chest, on your arms, the fresh wounds I smelled on your arms. What did she do to you?
They saved me. Which is more than I can say for you. Are you Zazriel's new favorite?
He kneels down and picks up his sword. Puts it back in his sheath. You know how hard that is to make happen. All of this, as he raises his voice, you kind of feel this resonance in the room. All of this is my test. We come back victorious. I get my seat. I get what I've worked and studied my entire life for. What I've cried over your grave for. You took that little coil of leather and left. And you know what? You can stay here. Hell, I'll tell everybody. But before I go, he looks at everybody else. You guys are heroes. Ezra is dead, and he leaves.
Satisfied? Argentum.
What was that about?
Get the show you wanted?
I didn't ask for a show.
Listen, guys, on the bright side, we're heroes, right?
Heroes, sure, but how many more secrets does this group have that we have yet to find out? You're from the heavens.
They lost you and thought you dead.
Someone's past is not a secret. It's just that.
I
History.
agree.
And it doesn't matter.
Is this what... Is this how Veyroun is attacking us? With our pasts? We've all been assailed. It feels like ever since these past few days, there's been grim reminders of our pasts. Almost every day, every hour.
He has that stupid book. It is that book, and it's it. He now has the one that I gave Zephyrael as a gift. Which is apparently more than I thought, and fuck me for trying to give someone something nice, I suppose. But he has the book of names and lives that he got from the city of Dis.
If he's using these books, then that would explain a lot regarding the pasts thing. We've dealt with Wall and his past. Apparently people from my past are looking for me, and they haven't looked for me in well over 10-15 years.
He is stirring things up.
He's trying to... You don't think he's trying to pit us against each other in a way?
It's already working, buddy.
It is working.
That's the fucking case.
However... Do you remember? I apologize, Zephyrael. You were not there, but welcome to me informing you of what Elistray told us. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember what she said? She said we would need Veyroun's help to deal with his mother. So, I think there is much more going on here than just a pissy god. And he is powerful, and he is a giant thorn in our sides who's trying to get us...
Come up with a better word than that.
Imbecile.
He's a raging arsehole.
He's a raging arsehole. You're absolutely correct.
Hemorrhoids and all.
One too many hours on the chamber pot. But
something like that.
What if Lolth is playing with us? Elistray said that we would need his help against what is coming.
But that's their opinion, right?
That is her opinion, but she's a goddess. And after what she has done for me, I'm inclined to believe her. Which I suppose in that case, our gentleman will look towards Zephyrael. Makes me not too much different from you in some ways. Yes.
All the gods, no matter what they do for you, are playing with you to their own end. Doesn't matter if they claim to be holy. Doesn't matter if they claim to be destructive. For the sake of chaos or a better world or payback at their mother. It doesn't matter if they were cruel in their time. I am not putting my trust in Lolth because she is a great goddess.
Then why?
Sounds to me like she's the best you got.
It's really simple. The path of the Reformed faith. If we are to believe that we can change, someone needs to believe that she can. But everyone, including Elistray, Veyroun, the people here, blaming this chaos on her, they don't care about her. They'd rather give up on her, because it's easier. But I'm not walking an easy path. Speaking of walking,
Yep.
every second that we spend here gives Veyroun more time.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
Probably should be on our way soon then.
We should say goodbye. Say our goodbyes to Zyra and the children and the others.
Before we go though,
Yeah.
what was that name that Deva referred to you as before walking away, Zeph? Said, I heard it correctly, Essere?
That is
Asray.
not. They were referring to someone else.
Referring to
They're not. Am I correct in that, Zeph? From what we saw?
You're more than correct. I'm sure you saw their face. When
They seem
Veyroun tried to
quite
toy with
stressed.
my memories.
Yes. They were your friend. And I am sorry. I did not understand at the time. And I am sorry for forcing you into that situation. If you feel as though I forced you into it, I am sorry for my actions. All right? I am doing my best right now.
I think at the end of the day, we're all trying our best.
I am doing my best to hold the pieces together right now. So I apologize for lashing out.
I mean, this is good, right? You know?
All right, you
If we
two
can
hug.
survive this-
Oh, fuck no.
Go
No.
on.
You want a hug, Sunder? You want a hug?
I mean, I'll take a hug from anybody here, personally. Well, maybe not Zeph. I don't think he could see me.
Does it matter for hugs?
I mean,
No.
hey, who knows?
Well, say your goodbyes. I think we should get moving.
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
If there really
You
is
guys-
a 9 out of 10 there, you know? The sooner we get there, probably the better.
What up, DM?
As you guys open the door, you see a rather shocked Asimar celestial warrior. This one has significantly smaller wings than Bryant. Is wearing a great helm. You know, in a similar fashion to the wall, except just one large T. It's more silver rather than bronze. It seems like a different designation of rank. Whoever this is definitely a subordinate of Bryant. And looks inside.
Hey.
Zeph Royale.
What do you want?
Oh no.
He unravels a very clean scroll of vellum and reads aloud.
By order of Talon, Deva, Bryant, Starshadder, you and your cadre are ordered to investigate the happenings at Castle Elodar and report the findings or suffer pain of excommunication and trial by the Divine Ascension Designation Squadron. Do you accept?
So if I decline, I'll get to go home. Is that it?
If you decline, you'll...
And one looks at the other for a second. There's
What,
another one
die?
behind him.
You will be executed.
We're heading that
I-
way anyways.
That's
I
a bit
have
harsh,
things-
don't you think?
I just need your signature here.
Hold on, wait. Just to clarify, the rest of us too, or just?
He doesn't pay any attention to you guys.
Cool.
I don't know how to write.
I
So I
think
don't
he
think
said,
that's
he
a
said
great
the
idea.
cadre. This is the rest of us, I think.
I think
Yeah.
it just means Ephrael. Do you need a pen, darling?
Oh, the ultimate makeup. Would you like to use my pen?
What is this? What is this? Middle school? That's crazy.
Do you need an extra quill?
You could use my pen and my eraser.
Oh boy.
I mean, yeah. Are they usually written? These aren't signed in blood like how we do it at the church. No. I'm kidding.
No, actually, it looks to be written in regular ink.
Yeah,
Doesn't
gotcha.
seem to be anything villainous about this.
Okay. Yeah. Well. I'll sign it. Whatever.
Okay.
Just to get them out of my face, and then we can go.
As soon as you whip your the quill,
I don't want to
Argentum's
subject
quill-
anyone to death by celestial law.
That's
As soon as you whip your quill past your L on the last letter of your name, you see it glow.
It's probably like crooked because I don't even know where I'm writing.
It is, as a matter of fact, it is. You kind of wrote
It looks like a
perpendicular to
child's
the
handwriting
line,
too.
but it regardless, it doesn't seem to matter to the magic that is contained within the vellum. As the celestial warrior looks at it, nods to the other one, rolls it back up, salutes you, and walks back down towards the path. Grabs his spear before he does so.
Yeah, you guys are. I'm not gonna say goodbye to anybody. I'm just ready to go. So by all means, rest of you, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Well, that was
Okay.
intense.
Intense is the. Oh, I feel like that's the right word, but at the same time, it felt more than that. No,
Much more weighty.
considering I've never been in front of a celestial before, that was an experience.
Technically, you have, but different sort.
Aye, a different sort. I've never seen those. Yeah, right. They got like wings and shit, like
It's no
big
big deal.
birds.
It's beautiful.
They're full of themselves.
You have wings too.
yeah,
Zeph.
that's
As you guys
common.
start to like pour outside, having this banter between you guys, you pour out
True.
into the street, and to your left, down the cobbled path, about 150 yards, most of Darrow has kind of left. Even a few children have left the buildings themselves, and are looking at something on the horizon. Keep in mind, this hamlet is built on the peak, the precipice of a very, very gradual slope, but it's a very long hill. So they're looking out into this valley, into Ivbranca. You guys can't quite see exactly what's going on, but there is a welling of light around the town itself. There's
Should go check
conversations
that
and
out.
whispers. You do hear low thuds from, could be miles away.
Are there any like? No, probably not. Right? There's probably not like extra horses or a carriage or something that we can have Penelope.
Make an investigation check,
Unless we're just going on foot.
which I
Would
don't
anyone else like to do that?
advise.
Because I have like a +1.
What are we making?
If it's okay, can I pass the investigation to someone else?
better suited.
Sure. Does anybody else want to make an investigation check? We're looking for like horses or a carriage, right?
Yeah, look around for one of those things.
Sure.
Wagon.
Investigation. That's a
10?
10. Yeah.
You look around, you find a small wagon. You don't find a carriage. You find a small wagon. It looks like, maybe a 6x7 rectangular wooden surface that has these these dowels coming out of all ends of it that looks like it would be used to keep hay or something loose and voluminous. It doesn't look like it's a carriage or anything extravagant, but there is a place to hitch a horse, and it does seem relatively empty, and you could probably carry some stuff on it. You don't find anything else really, even a horse. You don't seem to see, at least in this immediate area, but you do find a small wagon.
There's a cargo wagon over there, if that works. We'd have to find a horse, but
I mean,
it seems about doable.
You have
we
a
have
horse.
Penelope.
This is true. We do have Penelope.
I think a cargo wagon is more than we could ask for right now. So.
I mean, considering Dakota took the good wagon, I mean, hey.
I mean, he was kidnapped multiple times from the sounds of it.
I guess that's only fair.
After all he's been through, I think it is indeed only fair.
I'm kind of glad I let his chains loose.
I'm
He's right,
so
sensible,
glad
isn't
you
he?
did. Yeah.
I am a warhorse, you hear in your head wall. I am no beast of burden, but
You're proud of me.
if it is for the sake of your journey, I will oblige. For you, mountain born.
Forgive me. I know that it is not your ken to be pulling a wagon, but yes, it is a desperate time, calling for desperate measures now.
All right, let's bounce.
Let's.
You're right on our way.
Penelope saddles their way up to the wagon, and having done this, numerous times, it's simple to hitch them to the wagon itself. They look a little bit upset that such a regal horse is being attached to something so not fancy.
Yeah.
It's so rickety and been swollen and shrunk by the snow, and it's just a loose set of boards on some wheels. But nonetheless, Penelope does stand proud, ready to pull whatever is needed.
All right. Well, it'll
Is
say
there anything else you guys like to do in town before you set out in earnest
Let's
to the
go
wilderness
say bye
in
to
the
some
dead of winter?
folks.
Okay. You approach the throng of people that are kind of looking over the hill. There's a few people still in the Frost Hearth Brewery, but it looks like it's mostly a child or two. Most of the adults are out looking over the edge of the hill.
Yeah, Argentum would probably go look for Zyra first, and then the kids, specifically like Tybalt and his mom.
Okay. You find Tybalt. He's kind of ambling before bed, looking a little sleepy, but he's wandering up to his mother, looking out over the edge of the hill here, and you kind of follow him. You get closer to the edge and to the mother, and as you're about to reach out and say something, something catches your eye over the edge from the down slope towards the valley of Ivbranca. Hovering in the sky is a ship wrought in steel and gleaming gold. It is 500 to 600 feet long. It is
sloughing off light itself, and every few seconds on this like triangular shaped ship, you see bombs of light dropping on the city. And these just plumes of shimmering dust and sparkling particulate, along with pieces of detritus and debris coming from the city itself, as the Celestials appear to have called in some sort of bombing run on the city as it slowly courses its way over Ivbranca.
And they still haven't won yet?
The inhabitants of Daredolf are staring on as though they're looking at a fireworks show. It doesn't seem like they even think this is bombs. Like they don't it's not impressed on them. They've never seen anything like this either. So they're just in awe. Glad that's not happening to me, kind of thing, where it's like, oh my god, look at that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Let me see, I gotta grab my thing really quick. And yeah, you kind of get the attention of Zyra, who is standing next to Tybalt's mother.
Never seen anything like this.
Neither have I.
Just imagine the number of them. If they brought that in, they're still fighting.
There's a Celestial that is also kind of staring on, silent, but is just watching, at attention, watching this happen. Obviously you have all the kids and stuff like that, but... Do you plan to leave?
I came to find you and say goodbye. We have been entrusted with a mission. We must head towards Ipswich's castle.
Entrusted by who?
The Celestials themselves.
Really?
Yeah, it's like by law now or something.
Yes, Zeph had to sign a contract and everything.
We're very lucky. You know, they wrote a law. They passed a law just for us.
I am... She puts away all thoughts in her head and puts a hand on your shoulder, Argentum, and says, I hope you come back safe.
Me too. That is the goal. It is... I'm not good with goodbyes, I suppose. See you later might be more appropriate.
You hear from your knee a very loose, whiny, see you later.
My darling. Argentum will kneel down to Tybalt. Hello?
I'm tired.
Yes, it has been quite an adventure for you, hasn't it? I have a question for you.
He wakes up.
So, what would you say to being an inspiration for one of my stories I am working on?
All exhaustion leaves his tiny little body, and he starts jumping around. And he's very excited. He's shouting exclamations.
Of course. What would I haven't done anything worthy of a story yet.
Oh, but you have. What? Heroes often need a sidekick. Someone to keep them on the straight and narrow, yes?
He just nods his head yes vigorously.
Well, I am in the works of a new Vincent Ansravar story. And I was thinking, maybe a young hero, maybe with a bit of a resemblance to, I don't know, a dear Tybalt friend of mine, might be a perfect companion.
His
for our dear
nostrils
Vincent
flare.
Ansravar.
Can I name him?
Absolutely, you can. What would you
Okay.
like to name him?
I name him, Tybalt.
Good one.
I can work with that.
Amazing.
Argentum will look up at Tybalt's mom. Would that be all right by you?
As long as we can sell it in the store when we get a Bronca back, of course.
Of course you can. I will make sure you are sent advanced copies.
Thank you, Argentum.
Anything.
And she turns to everyone behind Argentum and says, as she is backlit in the dark sky with these, vibrant, bright lights that are almost to you, Ray, it's too much to look at.
Thank all of you for everything you've done.
A couple more people turn. And they smile.
Thank you. Thank you, honored guest.
4, 5, 6, 7. A peal of thank yous comes from everybody gathered on this dark hill. One or two of them go on one knee. A couple of them start hugging each other.
Thank you, honored guests.
Zyra turns back to you and says,
Sounds like you've got a job.
Yes. Argentum will kind of take her hand and sort of pull her away from the crowd a little bit.
yeah, the stable where the horses are is right on this hill. You can find a small area that's less populated.
Can I also address the crowd after?
Of course, yeah.
Like
Join
at
my
the same
church.
exact time. Yeah.
Join my church.
After you.
Zyra kind of laughs. What is it, Argentum?
I wanted to say goodbye to you in private without,
So glad I'm blind.
Me too, buddy. Honestly, me fucking too.
I've never let you live this one down.
Nope, I know I'm not, man. I wanted to say a proper goodbye to you without a crowd.
She grabs your other hand.
You are wonderful, and I know you've been through what must feel like every layer of hell in a matter of days. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I'm very grateful.
She puts a finger to your lips. And then she kisses you.
Oh, Argentum will absolutely reciprocate.
She pulls away and looks at you and laughs. She's a little embarrassed herself.
For the record, you are good with words. Just not right now.
Yes, I'm much better at writing them down, aren't I? You are easily the most beautiful person I've ever met in my life, so you know.
She blushes a deep shade of blue.
I've only read stories about eyes like those, so you are fascinating, and thank you.
She hugs you, and you hear whispered into your ear,
I want to help you finish this story.
I would like nothing more.
And in order for that to happen, you must come back safe.
I will. I will do my very best. You stay safe, alright? And actually, they will sort of back away and pull out an extra piece of just parchment, and they'll just write on it. This town, on the other side of the stone curtain.
She
If you
tucks some hair behind her ear. Yes?
If you find yourself there, if you need to get out of this side of things for any reason, go to the other side of the curtain. You'll be safe there. My family can help you.
Do you want to know a secret?
Always.
I've never left Lolthlorian.
And I've never left my town before either. It is scary, but I promise you the adventure is worth it. Very worth it.
If you are riding it, Argentum, the adventure is always worth it.
Now you are the one who is good with words.
Well, let us leave the stables before people think ill of us.
Oh, I'm not going to hear the end of this.
She drags you out by one hand.
Argentum is the brightest shade of pink they can possibly get.
As you like turn the corner, like Phoenix is just like dead, already staring at that location where you're coming out.
So is Thunder. We're both
Oh!
staring.
And then I lean over to Zeph and I whisper, I'm so glad you don't have eyes right now.
Oh my god. Could I address the crowd immediately?
Yes, you may. What would you like to do?
I would just say, on my authority as a champion of the church, stay alive. And remember, whether you like it or not, or believe in it or not, we are all connected by Loth's web. You'll only tire yourself out if you fight it.
The Celestial, who is the only one not currently facing you, half turns, and you've been able to see the forms of all the Celestials as they've passed, right? These vague, pillars of light in your vision.
Oh, yeah, my passive divine sense.
Yeah. And he turns back to face the bombardment. And everybody else seems to be taking it to heart. There are a few, old church Lolth there. A couple of the guards are just kind of, paying no mind to this. A lot of them are here for money. Some of them are here for titles and land and things like that. Religion has no, bearing on what their opinion of the world is.
Sure.
But a few of the drow are definitely paying attention to this Azamar, who is speaking of the new church, speaking of the Reformed Church, and I feel like you've gathered one or two hearts tonight.
Yeah, I'm basically the incarnation of unity. It's no big deal.
Yeah. I am Jesus.
I am Jesus.
Anyways, yeah, let's go.
Are we done?
In the wagon.
Okay. As you guys walk next to this wagon, the night gets deeper and darker. There are a few torches that are in, there's a small bag inside of the wagon itself underneath a little bit of hay that as you guys have been walking kind of has blown away. You still feel the stares of everyone at your back as you press through Darrow-Delph that is since emptied of everybody, and they're all watching this bombardment. You feel the bright spots of light in the inky blackness of the sky,
curiously, very few stars out tonight. And in this bag, there are a couple of torches. There is a lantern. There are a few like deer hides, a bear hide, and there was a mouse, and it scurried out and ran away. So, you like these torches, and you're able to push through to the other side of the hill. About 5 minutes of walking. The light behind you begins to fade. You still hear the slow, soft. But after about 10, 15 minutes of walking down the hill, it begins to fade. The only light around you is that of your torches, about 10 feet around you. It is pitch black. The light of Darodelph itself is just hovering on the hill that you guys have kind of descended on the north side. You can barely see anything. Even with dark vision, there is a vast plain for miles around. It's going to be a long hike. And that's where we're going to call tonight.
God, it's fucking dark.
Whoa, that was awesome, dude. That was fucking
Middle
cool.
of the night. Middle of the night. It's going to be great. I'm excited.
In the middle of the night.
I want to fight something so bad.
There was a lot of really... There was a lot of crazy shit.
I was waiting for someone to punch Ray in the face that wasn't me. Leave me alone!
Ham.
I didn't even do anything to him. He just slapped the shit out of me. He was like, "Oh, you're alive, bitch."
I mean,
talk about going through a roller coaster. This guy has no self-control.
He's
typical.
What happened to the reverence, guys? What happened to the reverence?
What happened to the reverence? So no reverence?
Kids these days had no reverence.
No reverence? Come on.
No reverence.
No reverence?
I am excited that we finally met Bryant proper rather than seeing him as some fucking celestial Giga Chad, just slicing and dicing.
No more of that, DM. My stomach hurts.
If Argentum wasn't so pissy, they might have been like, "Ayo."
You were fucked.
Bad place to get
What do you
wet.
mean?
Crazy.
No. I'll save it for the game.
Terrible place to get wet is
Yeah?
during that kind of confrontation.
Oh my
Listen,
goodness.
if Ray hadn't been being a little baby bitch, Argentum might have been like, "All right."
Well, you are Argentum is the baby bitch. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bring
Yeah.
it.
You know what, Compelto? Die.
Die.
You know my address. Get over here, motherfucker. Let's go.
God. The girls are fighting.
Oh my god.
I know where you live, beach. I'm on my way.
I am scared of
Uber
nothing
right now.
Absolutely amazing RP, by the way, guys. I did not prep a combat. Had you fought Bryant, that probably would have ended poorly.
Yeah. You would have died.
Yeah, very, very great. Good shit. Again, another short session, but we're slowly becoming, we're getting out into the world now, so there's a little bit more that can happen. You were in a protected town, so there wasn't anything crazy that was going to happen, but
I'm gonna go fight a pit fiend.
oh god,
Fucking
yeah.
Christ.
Big
Yeah.
fucking nasty bastard, that one.
Let's see what happens there.
We
All
are.
right.
I'll remind you, we are level 5.